Hello, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is where you are. Welcome to Bethline. This is Bethany Cosentino. Welcome to my show. I am sitting here in my very high tech studio, aka my kitchen, where I broadcast live from every week. I'm joined here by my co hosts, Josie the rescue pup, and of course, Snacks the cat. Thank you guys so much for being here and for tuning in. This is my third episode of Bethline. 3 is my lucky number. So I'm hoping that this is a real good one. I am super excited about the show today. I just want to say doing this show every week is just so much fun for me. It's really cool to be able to plan something and give myself something to look forward to one day a week these days. So I'm just really grateful for this platform. So thanks to everyone who's here. And if you're here for the first time, welcome to Bethline. Happy Passover if you celebrate. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's been kind of an emotional day. A lot of you probably know, but Bernie Sanders suspended his campaign for president. And I'm very heartbroken about that because Bernie is somebody that I've been supporting since 2016, who I have campaigned for. And it's really sad to see him go. But I've been cycling through all sorts of different emotions today. And I've landed back at feeling hopeful and just feeling grateful for the movement that Bernie has started. And I'm just trying to remember that movements take a very long time. They are slow. They can take years. And I just feel like Bernie really ignited a fire in a lot of us. So with that being said, if you're feeling very sad and hopeless, try to find the glimmer of hope in knowing that Bernie has been fighting for us his entire life, and many people like Bernie are out there, and hopefully more people will rise up from the inspiration of Bernie. Speaking of the election, Headcount, which is an organization that basically goes around and pairs with artists and bands to register people at shows who we have had out on tour with us before, they've started a petition to allow vote by mail in all 50 states, which is key to helping people stay healthy and safe this election season. So if you would like to sign that petition, you can visit change.org/vote by, change.org/vote by mail to support. We also lost a really incredible songwriter last night to COVID-19. His name is John Prine. He's a legendary country artist, one of my favorites. If you've never listened to John Prine, make sure you check him out. It's really sad, but he will live on forever. Also, if you live in Los Angeles, Mayor Eric Garcetti has said that this is the week for LA to stay inside to flatten the curve. So if you are able to stay indoors this week, if you're not an essential worker, please make sure you stay home and let's all do our part to flatten this freaking curve so we can get back to regular life. I also want to give a birthday shout out to a listener. Her name is Brittany Trexler from North Carolina. Today is Brittany's 31st birthday. She's a pharmacy tech in a hospital. She's been having a really hard time. First of all, Brittany, I just want to say thank you so much for the work that you're doing. I feel like people like you in the healthcare world and everybody out there that's still working a job, you guys are the true heroes of this thing. So thank you. And I'm so sorry that you have to spend your birthday this way, but I hope it's a great year for you. 31 was a good year for me. So hopefully it will be for you too. And who would I be if I did not speak about Real Housewives of New York premiere episode? If there are any Bravo fanatics listening, you guys, can we talk about Roni? What the actual fuck? I'm so excited that Real Housewives of New York is back. I feel like this is the bright spot in a very dark period in life. And I'm really excited that we can get through it thanks to the help of our friends in New York, Real Housewives. Leah, the new castmate, seems completely bonkers. I'm pretty excited to see what kind of shenanigans she gets into. I miss Bethany, but I'm hopeful that they'll carry us through this period. I see people in here talking about how they don't watch Bravo or they haven't seen it in a long time. Well, now is a perfect time to tune in to Bravo as we all don't have a whole lot of shit going on. So if you have never watched, if you've never watched The Real Housewives of New York, it's batshit crazy and very entertaining, and I implore you to check it out. Okay, so one last thing I wanted to shout out before I get to quick cues. This weekend, I tried the most fun thing I've ever done, and it was an Instagram live dance class taught by Ryan Heffington, who is a choreographer for people like Sia, and he's just an incredible guy who has a studio here in LA called the Sweat Spot. And this class is seriously so much fun. I am like Elaine Bennis when it comes to dancing. I'm horrible. I have no coordination, but this class is just so fun. You just get to be a freak and have fun in your house. And it's literally like the most joyful experience. It's the best thing I've done all quarantine. And so you guys can follow him at ryan.heffington on Instagram. And he streams his dance classes live every Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday. And I did a Zoom meeting with three of my best friends over the weekend, and we did it all together, and it was just like so much fun to watch each other be crazy and experience this silly dance class together. So that is a fun thing I've been doing. It's very good for self-care, which is our episode topic for today. Okay, so I'm going to get to some quick cues. Quick cues is a little section on the show where I answer 3 questions that I receive via email. You can email your questions to me for next week at askbethline@gmail.com, and I will try to get to those on the air. My first question today comes from Alyssa A., and she says, "Hi, Bethany. I was thinking about learning guitar while I'm stuck at home, but I'm not sure what guitar to start with. Do you have any suggestions? Thanks." Alyssa, a really good beginner's guitar is a Fender Strat or a Fender Squire. They're pretty affordable. They're really lightweight. They're easy to play. I play a Fender Strat now. My first guitar ever was a Fender Squire that my dad got me. And yeah, it's just it's a pretty dependable, cheap, good guitar. And also Fender has something called Fender Play where you can get digital guitar lessons. And this is definitely a good time to learn guitar. So good luck to you. Second question comes from Flying Colors, and Flying Colors says, "What is the most uncool band that you are totally a fan of?" I do not believe in guilty pleasures. Whatever I like, and I just stick to it. But a band that I like that people probably think is not cool, which I have no problem admitting I like, is Sugar Ray. Sugar Ray has some serious jams with some incredible pop hooks, and I live for Mark McGrath's stage presence. We actually just played with Sugar Ray I guess last summer, and it was absolutely bonkers, incredible. So there's my answer. And then my last question comes from Anthony S. And Anthony S. says, "What are some activities you didn't think you'd be doing now, but have been since we all have so much free time? Currently in need of new ideas to pass the time." One of those things I would highly suggest is Ryan Heffington's dance class. You can do it. He live streams them on Instagram. I was just talking about it. His Instagram is ryan.heffington. I never thought I'd be dancing alone in my living room, but here I am, and it's a lot of fun. I've also been doing a lot of puzzles, which are not something I was really ever into up until this point. It's a little too intense for me to pass the time. And then I ordered a really silly paint your own tea set ceramics kit today. That's 1000% for like a 5-year-old. But you know what? I'm gonna paint my own mini tea set and see what happens with it. So I hope that helps. And that's actually a really good segue into today's topic, which is self-care/wellness. Self-care is honestly, it can be described as basically just anything that you do, any sort of act or activity that you do that helps you feel better. It can range from anything from therapy to bubble baths to scented candles to cooking at home. It can kind of look however you want it to look. And I think this is a really important time in the world for a lot of us to learn about self-care, to learn how to take care of ourselves, to learn how to nurture and nourish ourselves, because we are having to spend a lot of time in isolation. Some of you might live alone like I do, and it can be really difficult. So I would really just suggest that you try to find some things, whether they're meditations online or books that you might be interested in reading, or again, puzzles, dance classes, anything that sort of makes you feel good is considered self-care. And then wellness is, of course, what we would consider, like supplements and healthy eating and all this kind of stuff, just essentially taking care of yourself. And self-care and wellness, I think, really go hand in hand. My guest for today's episode is somebody that I am seriously so excited to have on the show and also just love to death. She is the best. She's just the best. She's such a good friend. She's such a good person. She's so talented. And she is also a warrior when it comes to being an advocate for self-care and being an advocate for mental health awareness. You all know who the fuck she is. Her name is Hayley Williams of a band called Paramore. You also might know her from the hair dye company Good Dye Young. And as of recently, she is Hayley Williams of Hayley Williams Petals for Armor solo album, which I'm so excited for her. And a friend that I have experienced a lot of self-care stuff with. We went on tour together a couple years ago, and we had a night where we ate some vegan ice cream and I think we watched like Family Feud or something, did some face masks. She's a person that I text all the time to ask for skincare recommendations because we both have pesky, annoying little hormonal breakouts that pop up and fluctuate. And so she's just a good person to call and ask questions to. So she's my guest for today's episode of Self-Care. I just wanted to quickly say, because I know a lot of you are probably tuning in for the first time, unfortunately, I am not able to take any calls while I'm on the line with Hayley. It's just going to be a conversation between Hayley and I. And then after Hayley and I hang up, there's a fan line that opens and you guys can call me and ask me some questions about self-care and wellness. So just wanted to give you that little heads up. You'll just be able to tune in to mine and Hayley's convo. And this little chat box that's down here, I can see it. So if you have any like real pressing questions for Hayley, which I'm sure you do, you can throw them in there. And if I see one or have a chance to call, if I have a chance to ask her, I will. So I told her 4:15. It's 4:12. I'm sure she's ready. Let's do this thing. Let's get our girl Hayley Williams on the line. Give me 1 second. All right. Hayley. Here she is. Hi, ma'am. Hello. Hi. How are you?
Hey. Hi.
Hi. What are you doing?
Oh, I think that there's a tiny bit of delay. I'm emptying my dishwasher.
Oh, can you hear me? Are we good?
Yeah. I mean, I can hear you. Yeah, as long as
Okay.
you're cool with me answering you like slightly off.
That's totally fine. Do your thing. So you're emptying your dishwasher. I love that. That's self-care right there, baby.
I'm really trying to stay on top of this shit.
I mean, I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. What are
you doing right now?
I'm doing this this here Bethline radio show.
Cool.
Just this new high-tech show I've developed every week where I talk to people from my kitchen and drink tea and light candles. Just here I am, a radio talk show host now. I don't know. I'm just trying to get by in this weird world that we now live in.
Yeah, I feel like this is something that you could do post Q-teen. I feel like this is very Beth Cosentino.
Right? It's kind of like, I feel like it is a little bit of a thing where I'm like, okay, do I just now become the Frasier of indie rock? Like, is this my new thing?
I want that for you.
Yeah, I want it for me too. So thank you for doing this. I love you and I love talking to you, and it's fun to talk to you with people listening to us. It's also a little scary because I'm like, what will we say? What will we say? But
oh my God, as if I don't worry enough about sounding like a dumbass.
you never sound like a dumbass. I want to ask you just like, what is your, I mean, I know we've talked a little bit off the line about sort of how we're handling this, but like, what are you kind of doing to sort of like take care of yourself during this time? Like, what does a day for you kind of look like? I know every day is different, but what is like kind of an average day looking like?
Mm. Well, I mean, right now, every morning, there is some semblance of a routine. Like I wake up and I make tea, and I recently went to like a couple of tea ceremonies, and I really felt like I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. It was silent. It was very meditative. And so I kind of create that for myself at home. And as long as my day starts that way, there might be music, there might be incense, like it's just quiet. And then from there, it's either like today I got done and I had to do a bunch of interviews, which is not necessarily a normal day. I mean, it's a work day for, you know, like I'm sure you have work days like that right now too. But it's, you know, like some days start that way after my tea, and some days are, well, okay, I'm going to take care of house chores and then, you know, whatever. I mean, like that's where stuff starts to change. But as long as I start it the same way, I feel, I don't know, it's like some sense of control, I guess.
That's really smart. I've been struggling with sort of like every day I wake up and I'm kind of like fumbling and I'm just the fucking worst. Like I just grab my phone and go to social media and I'm just like, what's happening in the world? And I need to be better about not doing that because it can full ruin a like whole thing for me. I'm sure you can relate to that. And I actually just deleted the Twitter app off my phone today because I was like, I can't. And that was like an act of self-care for me to just sort of like erase it from my phone for like the day because I was just like, otherwise I'm going to sit here and scroll this and get mad and annoyed at the world. So I need to take a tip from you and like have a full just like any sort of morning routine because otherwise it's just like, ugh, it's hard, man.
Yeah, man, it's really hard. And you know, like I think when this whole thing started, my idea was like, oh, okay, all right, fine. I'm gonna get up every morning and I'm gonna like do yoga. And I think I actually had really high expectations that it didn't keep my anxieties in mind. It didn't really, like some people maybe that's not a big deal, but me, I have the same oh sorry, that was a pot that I dropped almost. I like some mornings I'm the same. Like I'll grab my phone and I'm in like a fucking K-hole of politics and bullshit.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It's not helpful at all. And so I'm like, it's still sort of new, like the whole quiet morning thing. And I'm really close to deleting Twitter back off my phone too. Like I feel like because I don't follow that many people on Instagram, that app is not so bad. But Twitter, you just can't help but see the news.
Yeah, it's just everywhere. It's truly just like in your face all the time. Yeah, I mean, yeah, well, first of all, I just want to say your workout video that you made with Pony Sweat for your song is my favorite thing. I died. I truly I died. I was just like, okay, I need to learn this routine and do this. It was amazing. Your giraffe, are they giraffe tights?
Holy shit. They were, I don't know, like there was something I thought Lindsay, you know, Lindsay, our sweet stylist, that's hopefully listening to us right now. I feel like she might have picked them up. They're like some acne tights. So it's very bougie sounding, but I just like, you know, I just threw them on. I don't know. It was going to be like an 80s, 90s. Oh, thank you. I tried to like get my Dua Lipa on at first, and then I was like, fuck this. I just want to be comfortable and like get this done.
I mean, I've like seen you move because when we were like on tour together, I remember I would watch you and I'd be like, damn, Hayley is like a fucking, like you have rhythm. And I like, until your cinnamon video came out, like I didn't realize that you're like a fucking legit dancer, dude. Like you're so good.
Oh, geez. Thank you. Man, I don't feel like that, but I did have the time of my life doing that dance. I mean, that was such a like full circle moment, like me being like 9 years old doing NSYNC moves in my bedroom. Like that was like me getting to do it for real.
You killed it. Have you tried? I was just talking about this. I was talking about this before I called you, but have you tried Ryan Heffington has like an Instagram live dance class that he's doing. Have you tried that yet?
Oh, people have told me about this, but I haven't.
Okay, you need to do it. He does it Tuesdays and Thursdays and then Saturdays and Sundays. And it is legitimately like, it's like church. It's the best thing in the world. I cry, I laugh, I sweat. It's the best. You have to do it.
So you're doing it you're doing that.
I'm doing it. And I'm straight up like Elaine Bennis. I'm a horrible dancer. And I'm just like out here fucking spinning in circles in my living room, killing it.
Oh, all right. Well, if you're doing it, I would love to do that. I would love to I still am down to FaceTime while making dinner or something. I want to do things with my people. I mean, I really get sad during the days, man. It's weird.
I know. I'm like that too. During the day, I mean, I'm like you where it's like, I have work stuff like interviews and I'm doing shit during the day some days. And then around the evening time when I can light candles and turn the lights off, I start to feel a bit settled in and good. But
yeah,
it's hard to find shit to do during the day. It really is.
Yeah, man. And the last couple of days have been super weird obviously for everyone and for different reasons. But I just have felt, I don't know. I guess I've felt heavy for everybody. It felt like it's beyond me and it's completely out of my control. And the daytime, I guess it feels a bit aimless if you don't have a busy work schedule.
Yeah, for sure. My therapist, because I've been doing the teletherapy thing, which is truly saving my life right now. But my therapist keeps telling me that however I feel is exactly how I'm gonna feel, and I just have to accept that. But that's also the fucking hardest thing because it's just I don't want to accept it. I just don't want to feel like shit, But I bought one of those magnetic calendars for my fridge, and I've just been every day writing down even if it's dumb shit make tea or take the dog for a walk, just having some sort of anything scheduled sort of helps. So I don't know, maybe that would help you if you get one of those cheesy. I'll send you the link.
Please do. I will do. I love a fucking magnet, first of all. And then I also love a calendar. So I'm ready for that.
I mean, here we are, just magnetic calendars in 2020 is the life we're living now.
What is happening?
I know, truly what is happening. I wanted to read you. I do this thing at the beginning of the show where I take questions that people submit to me from email, and there were millions of them were sent for you, and I was I was like, I'm not gonna ask Hayley a lot of these questions because I know you very well, and I'm like, she doesn't want to answer this question. But there was an email that was an email that came through that I need to read you because it literally melted my heart, and I was like, I have to read this to you because it's kind of for both of us. So I'm going to read it to you real quick, and then we can kind of answer the question together, and then I'll let you go and finish your dishwashing. But I just want to read you this real quick. Okay. So it's from Sophie Joe, and Sophie Joe says, "Hi guys. When I started living alone after a big relationship breakup, I wrote, 'If Hayley Williams can do it, so can you,' on a scrap of paper and stuck it to my wall. Cinnamon lover here, hello. It helped a lot. Now I am social distancing alone and have written, 'If Hayley and Bethany can do it, so can you,' on another scrap of paper, which is helping a lot all over again because I know you both get it. When it comes to spending time alone, how do you deal? Do you find spending time solo can be therapeutic and challenging? I personally feel like it's the greatest thing I could have done for myself in terms of self-care. getting to know myself, cooking for one, dealing with thoughts I've been avoiding, etc. But I know it has its ups and downs. What do you both think? Thanks so much. Stay safe. And thank you for being the best. Love, Sophie Joe. Can you believe, Sophie Joe? I cried.
Oh, dude, I'm crying right now. Like that.
I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
that piece of paper,
That's
I
crazy,
need to put a
man.
piece of paper up that says if Hayley and Bethany can do it, so can you.
God, man.
I mean,
Oh, hearing someone say that is, especially because you and me were on that tour together,
mm-hmm.
and so much of this was just beginning for us,
Yeah.
and like thinking about how hard the beginning of the journey is really it like makes me beam with pride and also breaks my heart for you, Sophie Joe. So, wow.
Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
damn. I think just sort of to like what she's asking is like, I mean, I love living alone and I really love spending time by myself. I think for me, a big thing that I really have to do is do things like call my friends and FaceTime my friends and just do things, especially right now, like do things that just sort of make me feel connected, because it's really easy to just like sit in your house by yourself. But I think that for me is the biggest thing, is like reaching out to people.
I agree, man. I did not do that for a while because I think I like to suffer.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I spent most of my time like, you know, like having a pet really helps too, and I really think I took that for granted in the early days. I mean, I was definitely thankful, but I didn't understand how much in line or how on track Alf kept me, because I had to wake up and feed Alf, and I had to take care of him and go outside, go for walks, and it like kind of kept me human versus like just melting into the couch and becoming like a blob, which is not hard to do. I don't know. I'm so like, I don't know, part of me, to echo what you're saying, part of me was very comforted to know after I did it and then you made those choices and you moved out, like that we could text each other and just understand what each other was going through. And we've done that for years, even when it was just about like acne, like just like breaking out and texting someone and being like, what the fuck do I do?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, no, it's so true. And that's something that I feel like to anybody that's listening right now that's going through anything like that, like your friends are your biggest support system, like through anything, but especially right now. Like if you struggle with depression or anxiety or anything, like call a friend, because that's what friends are for, right? Just like the song.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, good
Oh, good. It's so true, man. That's what fucking friends are for. Well, friend, thank you for being my guest and talking to me.
Oh, thank you for having me. I love that you're doing this. I think that, I mean, you don't understand. This gave me a good like 15, 20 minutes of social activity today. I'm very thankful.
Well, I'll be doing it, I'll be doing it for as long as I'm doing it. So if you ever want to come back and talk about something else, I happily will have you again. And I'm sure people would love to hear you again, because as you know, everyone loves you.
Yeah. Oh, that's really sweet. Let's have an encore performance.
Yes, I'm so down. Well, I will call you one of these days, FaceTime you, we'll make a pizza together. I love you. Take care of yourself. Congrats on everything that's happening for you. I love to watch you grow.
Love you too.
All right. Have a nice night, girl.
Oh, God. You're the best.
You're the best. Love you. Bye. Okay. Oh, Hayley. Hayley. What a gal. She really is the best. Oh, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into that conversation. I'm sorry I didn't get to any of your questions in here. There were so many of them just popping off. And I think with the latency between Hayley and I's conversation, it was a little hard to get some questions in because I know there was like an echo sort of situation going on. All right. Well, this is the part of the show where I open up the call line and I take some calls from listeners. So if you guys have any questions for me about self care or wellness or anything sort of involving mental health and kind of the situation that we're in right now, you will have the opportunity to call me in a second and ask those questions. So I'm going to open up the call line and take some questions for about 15, 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to do that now, and you'll see the phone number pop up at the bottom. I'm sorry, yeah, right at the bottom where it says Best Coast, you'll see the number. And then I just ask that if you do call in and if I do answer your call, to please mute the device that you're listening to the show on. Otherwise, it will echo back and it will be a gnarly sound to listen to. So just mute it if I answer you. All right, opening the line now. The line is now open. You can call me at 205-736-3201 and ask me your questions about self-care, wellness, mental health, anything pertaining to that sort of stuff. And I will, as I wait for your calls, I'm going to let Josie, my dog, out because she is pacing back and forth through the kitchen. Go on, Josie, be free. All right, we have a caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Hi. My name's Courtney.
Hi, Courtney. How's it going? Where are you calling from?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, I am calling from Utah.
Oh, nice.
So I am just curious. You mentioned skincare stuff
Mm-hmm.
earlier on the podcast. I'm wondering if you have any recommendations. I'm kind of the same. I have hormonal breakouts.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you could recommend to me?
So my favorite product to use for like any sort of acne related stuff is glycolic acid. I use a glycolic face wash that is made by a doctor, like a dermatologist that I see here in LA. And then that brand Pixie has, I think it's Pixie, yeah. They have these glycolic peel pads that you can buy, and you can use them not every day because it'll dry your skin out, but you just kind of use those and it'll help. Hormonal stuff is like hard to tackle with topical skincare stuff, but one thing that's really good is to take probiotics and eat like fermented food like kimchi, sauerkraut, kombucha, because it's kind of all connected to your gut.
Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. Cool.
Well, good luck.
Okay.
I'm with you,
so
sister.
Much.
That shit sucks. Hope you figure it out.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
You're welcome.
your time.
Okay, bye.
Okay, have a good one.
You
Bye-bye.
too, bye. Okay, next caller. Hello? Hello? Hi, you're on the line. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Hello? Oh, no, she hung up, I think. Oh, okay. I'm going to take another caller. Maybe it'll be her. Hello?
Hey.
Hi. Who's this?
Hey, this is Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
Sorry, I'm going to mute my computer really quickly.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So I
That's
did
okay.
actually email you my question.
Oh.
And it actually concerns more so the subject that you were going to talk about, like self-care and wellness.
Uh-huh. What's your question?
So when it comes to like self-care and mindfulness, when you don't necessarily have the opportunity to take yourself like out of a situation, what kind of tips do you have for something like that?
You mean like physically remove yourself from a situation?
Yeah, so say like you have like any type of like a stressor and just something that you just couldn't go away at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what would you do in like that kind of situation?
Well, I think for me, a really good way to sort of deal with anxiety or any sort of thing that's sort of stressing you out. For me, like a really good thing that I try to do is just breath work, like taking really big, deep breaths and focusing on your breaths. You know, when I travel, I get really bad travel anxiety. I hate flying. It's like one of my least favorite things to do, and I have to just really pay close attention to my breathing. And I try to do this thing where I'll do like 3 big deep breaths and then I'll just count on the last third breath. I'll just like let it all out very slowly and count and just see how long I can go. And it just kind of helps distract your mind and take your attention away from whatever sort of external thing is stressing you out. Paying attention to your breathing is also something they have you do in like meditation and in yoga, which are practices that are really helpful to soothe that sort of stuff. So that's one thing that works for me that you might want to try out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's it's like there's like a couple like different things that like normally happen, and like I was listening to you talk to Hayley earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and you were saying like when you go through like you're trying like the teletherapy thing, and
Mm-hmm.
like I've gone through like the past like year and a half with that, and I've kind of learned like a couple like resiliency trainings, and just like different like skills to kind of help with things like that. But I was just wondering if you had any other like tips or anything like that, just kind of how everybody else deals with their own problems, because I kind of think that that's a way for more people to kind of learn and try to help themselves as well as their friends.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, therapy is great and just meditation, breathing exercises, going for walks if you can is really helpful. Just kind of anything to take you out of yourself for a second is very helpful. So I wish you luck on that journey and I hope that maybe that advice helped a little bit.
Alrighty, thank you so much.
Thanks. Take care.
Mhm.
Bye. Okay, next caller. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hi.
Hi, can you hear
Hi.
me?
I can hear you. How's it going?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm doing well. What's your name?
Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Bay Area in California.
Oh, nice. I'm in California too.
Oh, cool.
What's your question?
Yeah, I don't know if this was asked yet, but I was wondering if you have any book recommendations to read during this quarantine.
Ooh, book recommendations. I love like a self-help book. I read a lot of like nonfiction and self-help. That's kind of like my favorite type of stuff to read. So a book that I really love that is really helpful has been really helpful for me, sort of in my own kind of like self-help journey, has been Man and His Symbols, which is by Carl Jung, who's a really like a
Mhm.
psychologist. And it's kind of an intense read. There's a lot of symbolism and a lot of just like kind of heavy, hard to understand stuff, but it's also like really amazing. And that would probably be a good one to check out right now because it has a lot of stuff in it that would probably help you sort of deal with a weird time in the world. And then I also really love um, I also really love reading poetry. So one of my favorite poetry books is The Collected Poems of Frank O'Hara, and that's a really good one. And then I also really like I'm looking at my bookshelf right now while I talk to you to try and pick good ones for
Perfect.
you. And then I don't know if you've ever read anything by Joan Didion, but Joan Didion's one of my favorite writers. She's also from California and writes a lot about California. And a book of common prayer by her is also really good. So hopefully those will help you.
Yeah, I wrote them all down, so
Oh,
thank you.
cool. Well, good luck.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, she was so sweet. She was so sweet, that little voice. Okay, gonna take another call. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm doing well, thank you. My name is Marie, and I'm
Hi,
calling
Marie.
from San Diego.
Hi, Marie from San Diego. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
What's your question?
So my question is a little weird. Basically, we are all so bored, and what I started doing because I was so bored is I started doing things that lessened my stress level when I was a kid. So I've been doing like first grade workbooks that I like randomly found. I got my old Razor scooter out. I got my Game Boy out. So my question for you is, what did you do as a kid that lessened your stress, like when you were, 8 or 12 years old?
Oh my God, I love that question. Also, that's so
Mhm.
that's so cute. That's so cool that you're doing that. Um, Man, for me, when I was a kid, I'm an only child, so I did a lot of like storytelling and like a lot of like I played with like dolls a lot. I would kind of like hang out in my room and play with dolls and like all my Barbies and Cabbage Patch Kids and like all that stuff. They all had like names and personalities and stories. And so I would just kind of like sit around and hang with my dolls. It makes me sound like really sad, but it was really fun. Like I really had a lot of fun sort of like creating these stories and these lives for these dolls that were kind of like my, not having any brothers or sisters. They were just sort of like it was a fun world for me to kind of create and escape to. And I also have been singing since I was a kid, so I did a lot of singing, and I would listen to like a lot of at that time watched a lot of Disney movies and learned a lot of those songs from old Disney movies. So that's so cute. I love that idea. That's like I might steal that from you and do just more like fun kid activities, because that's probably a really nice way to soften the anxiety around all of this, huh? Good idea.
Mhm. That's interesting. It's very different from me because I had two older sisters, so that's something I hadn't thought about. When you're an only child, you really got to figure it
Yeah.
out
You
on your
really
own.
you really learn to entertain yourself, which is why I'm like, this whole thing sucks, but I'm kind of like, I had to learn how to entertain myself as a kid. I'm pretty good at like sitting with myself and figuring out shit to do. Well, thank you for calling.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. I have time for a couple more calls. Hello?
Thank you for calling. Thank you so much. Of course. Bye.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
I have time for
Hi.
a couple more calls.
Hi, what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah?
Mhm.
Hi, Sarah. Where are you calling from?
I don't know.
You don't know where you are?
No.
Do you have a question to ask me?
Yeah.
What's your question?
I wanted to know good shows that you know.
Good shows like TV shows?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Gilmore Girls?
No.
That's a really good show. And it's all on Netflix. And it's about a mom and a daughter that are best friends. And it's very fun. And it's very light and good. It would be a good show to watch right now.
Mhm.
So that is what I would recommend for you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for calling.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Sarah, bless Sarah. Okay. I'm gonna take another call here. Answer. Oh. Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? Who's this?
This is Eric Ibarra from El Paso, Texas.
Hi, Eric from El Paso, Texas. What's up?
Um, well, yeah, I'm just spending my time here with my boyfriend. My boyfriend's crying because he's a really big fan of yours.
Aw, don't cry.
How is that?
Hi. Oh my
So
God, don't
excited I have to hear
cry.
you.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I'm always telling him that I'm best friends with you and with Hayley Williams because like I don't really know you guys. I don't really listen to your guys' music. So this is like a really wholesome moment for us. You just made our quarantine.
Oh, that makes me so happy to hear. What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
We're actually just waiting to go eat, but I told him that I had to tune in because I saw that you were live,
Uh-huh.
and I'm honestly shaking, Beth. I'm sorry, but I'm
Aw,
like freaking out.
Oh, you guys are so sweet.
But honestly, I hope you're having a great day. You're
Thank
truly
you.
amazing.
Oh, thank
I
you.
saw you when you toured with Paramore, and you guys were awesome.
Thank you. That was such a fun tour. I'm glad that you got to see a show.
Yes,
Well,
it definitely was amazing. I actually got a tattoo of Hayley.
you what? Hello?
Hello, you able to hear us?
Yeah, what did you got a what with Hayley?
I got a tattoo of Hayley Williams.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's
But
dedication.
but
That's
but I'm honestly looking forward to get something for Best Coast because you guys
Aw.
are definitely my favorite.
Oh, thank you. That's really sweet of you. Did you want to
I
ask me
have a question for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you want to ask me a question? What's up?
Okay, well, I'm really into singing
Uh-huh.
and I really want to make a career out of it. Do I have your blessing?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone that loves to
Oh my
sing
God.
should be a singer. Go for it.
I'm gonna be the best singer. I'm gonna tour.
Well, I'm excited to hear.
Just watch me. She's gonna be my best friend.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I wish you guys the best. Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye,
You
guys.
too. Bye.
Bye. Love you. Bye. Oh, that was so sweet. Okay, I have time for one more call. So, sorry, sometimes this app gets a little confusing. Okay, answering. Hello? Hello? Hello, hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Sorry, it was
Hi.
like cut off and I wasn't sure
That's
what was happening.
okay. That's okay. What's your name?
I'm Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Illinois.
Oh, nice. You have a question for
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, so my question was, well, recently I've been like trying to find all different like types of art to make just 'cause I've been so bored. So I was wondering if you had any like suggestions on like some kind of different art besides like music or anything that you've been doing.
Okay, so I have this thing that I really like to do called vision boarding. Do you know what a vision board is?
Is that like where you like take stuff that you like and like put it together or something?
Yeah, it's like you basically take, so the way that I do it, and everybody does it differently, but the way that I do it is I just go through magazines and I cut out pictures of things that are like, essentially you try to create like a poster board of like your dream life or like a dream scenario. And the theory behind it is that if you sort of like put it out into the universe, that the universe will like bring it back to you. So it's a fun way to be creative, and it's also a fun way to sort of like try to manifest your dreams and just sort of like put good energy out into the world. And it would be a really fun thing to do right now because number one, it like you have to use your hands because you have to do a lot of cutting and then pasting and gluing to a board. And it's also probably just a really good way to sort of like focus on what you want, what you might want your life to look like once you're freed from this whole sort of situation. So that's something that I love to do, and it's definitely considered art, collaging. So I don't know, I might take a stab at a vision board if I were you.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. I hadn't thought about that because I was just like drawing and painting, but that sounds really fun. Like,
It's really
yeah,
fun. It's like really fun to do, and it's just like a really cool way to sort of, like I said, just use your hands and then also kind of like put out good energy into the world. So yeah, I think you'll like it. If you do it, will you post a picture and tag me in it so I can see it?
yeah, I will.
All right,
Thank you.
sick. You're welcome. Have a nice day.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay. I have time for one more quick call and then I'm going to wrap it up. So I'm going to open the line. Oh, sorry. Sorry, guys. This gets confusing for some reason. Okay. Answering one more call. Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Who's this?
Hi, this is Julia from Virginia.
Hi, Julia from Virginia. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to talk to you. I hope you're doing well.
Thank you. How's it going? What's your question?
It's going okay. So my question is, what kind of movies have you been watching in quarantine, or what are some of your favorite films or things that you really like?
So my favorite type of movie is a rom-com. I love romantic comedies. They just do it for me. They just help me like really feel relaxed and chill. So I've been trying to watch a lot of those. I watched a really bad one the other night with my best friend called Kate and Leopold, which I would not recommend. But I really like Meg Ryan movies, like You've Got Mail and Sleepless in Seattle. Those are really good.
Oh, You've Got Mail is so good. I
So
really do
good.
like that. And Kate and Leopold is okay.
Did you like it?
I haven't seen it in a long time.
It wasn't
It's
my
been a couple
favorite.
years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So I just kind of I like a good rom-com. They're just like fun, chill movies to watch. So I've been trying to watch just a lot of like light stuff. You know, I feel like my brain right now can't handle anything too like intense or dark. So I've been trying to just watch
Do you
like
have Disney Plus?
I do have one of my best friends let me borrow his parents' Disney Plus account. So I've been watching like
Oh,
Cinderella
great.
and Little Mermaid and all those movies. That's helping me out too. So yeah,
Oh,
just
that's awesome.
that kind of like good spirited, lighthearted joy kind of vibe. That's what I would recommend for now.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. So that really helps. Thanks. I
Yeah, you're
appreciate it.
welcome. Take care.
All right. All right,
Okay.
you too, Bethany. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Okay, I'm going to close the line now. Thank you guys so much for your calls this week. And if I didn't get to you, I'm sorry, but you can always come back next week and try me then. So, line is getting closed. Okay, fan line is now closed. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was a really fun episode. I just want to again say doing Bethline is really fun for me. And, you know, I wasn't really sure what this thing would look like or how it would turn out or how many people would even listen in. And every week it's pretty different, but it's just a really cool way for me to stay engaged with fans and to just sort of help you guys feel less alone. And in doing so, it makes me feel less alone. So please remember that if you're struggling with mental health stuff during this time, to reach out to your friends, reach out to people in your life, or you can just call me on the line every Wednesday and I'll try and help you through it. Just to recap, today's episode was about self-care and wellness. We talked a lot about, you know, just sort of fun things that you can do to help you during this time. And remember that self-care is really defined as anything, any activity that sort of helps you feel better. So whether that's you take a bubble bath or you, like I suggested to a caller, make a vision board or you start reading a book or you do a puzzle, whatever it is, just do anything to sort of help yourself through this time. And also remember to take care of yourself. I know we didn't talk too much about the wellness aspect, but take care of yourself. Try to eat good, healthy foods. Make sure to be taking your vitamins, drink lots of water, drink herbal tea if you have it. I've been drinking tea this whole time. I'm drinking an organic ginger turmeric herbal tea from Trader Joe's. So yeah, thank you guys again. And before I totally hang up, last week I read you guys something from a book that I love. It's called The Language of Letting Go, Daily Meditations on Codependency, and it's by an author named Melody Beattie. It's a book about their daily devotion. So every day there's a different reading. And I read one to you guys last week about sort of going easy. And it seemed like people really liked it. And I just decided that I think it's a really nice way to sort of share some positivity, strength, and hope with you guys at the end of these episodes. And of course, when I opened the book today to see what the reading was, would you look at that? It's literally self-care. So I thought, okay, well, fuck, I have to read this now on the show. If you don't consider yourself to be a codependent person, that's totally fine. You can still read this book. Melody Beattie wrote another incredible book called Codependent No More, which is just really helpful for people in dealing with maybe situations where you feel like you're obsessing or you're dealing too much with trying to control other people. I think that's something all humans sort of struggle with. So anyway, it's a good book. This one, again, is called Language of Letting Go, Daily Meditations on Codependency. And here is the reading for April 8th, which is on self-care. It says, self-care. I don't precisely know what you need to do to take care of yourself, but I know you can figure it out. Rest when you're tired. Take a drink of cold water when you're thirsty. Call a friend when you're lonely. Ask your higher power to help you when you feel overwhelmed. Many of us have learned how to deprive and neglect ourselves. Many of us have learned to push ourselves hard when the problem is that we're already pushed too hard. Many of us are afraid the work won't get done if we rest when we're tired. The work will get done. It will be done better than work. Sorry, the work will get done. It will be done better than work that emerges from tiredness of soul and spirit. Nurtured, nourished people who love themselves and care for themselves are the delight of the universe. They are well timed, efficient, and divinely led. Today, I will practice loving self care. So, sorry if that's a little too cheesy for some of you, but for me, that is really helpful. And just remembering that if we're burnt out, we're worth nothing. And I know that this is a really stressful, confusing time for a lot of us. And I think that a way in which we can kind of look at things is just to remember that might be necessary for some of us to just take a pause, take care of ourselves, drink lots of water, learn to cook some healthy meals for ourselves, be there for our friends. It's frustrating. We all want to get back to regular life. But you know what? Unfortunately, it's out of our control right now. So what we can do is just what's in front of us. And if what is in front of us is literally a puzzle or a face mask, do the puzzle, do the face mask, and take care of yourself. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Thank you to Hayley Williams of Paramore and of Hayley Williams fame. She's the greatest. I love her so much. Thanks to everyone who called. I will see you here same time next week. Please tell your friends and talk to you guys then. Love you. Bye.